Daniel's calling in. Let's ask him how it went. Daniel, how'd it go?
No, that was great.
Okay, cool. Still got it.
Yeah, for sure.
What have you been up to, man? You've been watching all this crazy E3 coverage? You've been watching the press conferences?
Yeah, actually, that's what I was calling in about.
What did you want to talk about, man?
I feel like everyone is dogging on the Microsoft because just for fun.
Well, a lot of people are there. Hey, let's just let's address the subject that internet culture is very pile-on centric. So it's like,
yeah, for sure.
Microsoft has a lot of negative stuff coming out about their new console reveal. But every 12-year-old who just wants to shit on something on the internet because that's what they do anyway, that's what they have fun doing, so they're doing it. Yeah, I'm not limiting it to younger people, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, there's a lot of unnecessary shit talking and like, oh, fucking Sony pwned fucking Microsoft, eat a dick, Bill Gates, I'm on fucking, like, I don't know. If you like writing that type of stuff online, that's fun, that's cool. I mean, that's a lot of there's like YouTube comments and like, oh, fucking Microsoft failed, and people are devoting time and energy to this negative trashing of a corporation. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, whatever. I'm honestly, and I said it earlier in the stream, but I am disappointed in Microsoft. I want more than anything them to have a cool product that I can enjoy, and I'm disappointed that it's this way. I would rather have it be awesome and be really excited to get it than enjoy piling on, because I don't enjoy piling on. I'm telling you guys straight what I think. I mean,
I appreciate that, because like it's good to hear a level-headed opinion from someone like actually on the internet, right?
Well, I try, and I come from I come from a place where I am a lot older than most of the viewers. Honestly, I'm 31 now, and I think I've got enough life experience to see how just kind of piling on and being overly negative on the internet is a waste of time and energy. Now, there is a cathartic like release that you get, and maybe it's kind of therapeutic to like join in and stuff, and like whatever. Like, hey, I've used Twitter and made little jokes here and there, and like everything in moderation. But I mean, I'm not telling anyone to die of AIDS because they got fucking raped at E3. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you go look at like NeoGAF or like YouTube or whatever, and you see people saying like, oh, this is equivalent to what Hitler did. It's like, well, that's not okay, really.
Hey, man, if I was a hardcore Xbox user, I'd be very disappointed and upset. Like, I would feel like I got the short end of the stick, because I want to stick to that franchise. I've invested my Xbox Live and everything, and I feel kind of shafted, like, wow, a lot of my shit doesn't carry over, and a lot of restrictions are going to be placed on me if I go with this new console. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm a primary like Xbox user. Like, everyone I know is on Xbox. I have all my games pretty much for Xbox because I play, primarily multiplayer or single competitive, right?
Yeah.
And I looked at this conference, and the two things that disappointed me were the price and just how they were discussing the policies is just a little bit shallow. And
yeah, I saw an interview today with and I can never. Jeff Keighley was asking the Microsoft guy what.
Matrick?
Yeah, the skinny guy.
Yeah, I think it's Don Matrick.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but anyway, I saw this clip of him asking him point blank, like, what's the explanation for people who don't have access online? And his reply was that there is a system, the Xbox 360, for those offline players. And it's like, oh man, that's kind of a shitty answer and a really kind of fucked up way to handle that. And I bet when you're put on the spot like that, like you're just fucking, let's say what comes to you, and that's true. That is their answer for people that don't have access to the online connection stuff. Like, you can still play Microsoft products using the Xbox 360. Well, I mean
he's not gonna say, "Oh, go buy a PS4."
Yeah,
right?
of course. Yeah. It's just kind of a. I would feel a little left in the dark as a core Xbox user. Now, as often as I use my Xbox, which is, pretty regularly, I use my PS3 a lot more, and I'm a bigger fan of that hardware. I always have been. Although I've owned every piece of Microsoft hardware,
Yeah. I think what people are forgetting too is that they stuck to what they said they would do. They at E3 pretty much all games, like not really a minute was spent on anything else.
It's true.
They are bringing some positives like family sharing of games and like.
Yeah, but it's like once you can let someone borrow it once.
Like you can add a game to your online library and share it with like. The family plan for Xbox Live payment and subscription, the family kind of plan stuff is a definite needed improvement to their live service, but that has nothing to do with this new console. That's infrastructure, or that's all software development stuff. You know what I mean? No, like they're doing like a thing where you can add a game to like their cloud or whatever.
Yeah.
And people can play it wherever they are. Like it's like people of your close family or friends that can play it.
Yeah. It's people that are under.
Interesting.
It's people that are under the same paying account for Xbox Live. So it's like the father of a household is going to have the credit card and the Xbox Live account. Then when he has kids and maybe cousins and a wife or whatever who all have Xboxes in the house that want to play, they're all linked to his account, but they have their individual Xbox Live account names. But it's all coming from the same payment source. So the games that he buys, he can give access to his kids or other people on his umbrella account. But what I'm saying is, like, that's kind of an Xbox Live thing. That's kind of that's a rad software improvement for the live service, but it really doesn't have anything to do with a new console. I mean, They could do that right now with existing with existing Xbox 360 games.
Yeah.
That are download only. Now it's going to be automatically integrated with the new Xbox One because all of the games are required to be uploaded and installed. I don't know about uploaded, but installed rather.
I think they allow for like a set of games that you can upload, and then those ones can be shared or whatever.
Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff about that new Xbox One. I mean, the negatives definitely outweigh the positives, in my opinion, and in most people's popular opinion. But there is a lot of really positive, cool stuff. I mean, it's got a big ass fucking hard drive. The graphics and everything on it look amazing. I mean, it looks great. And I'm sure the interactivity that's going to come with, certain other features. Now, I'm not a big Kinect guy. I don't like... I've attempted to use the Kinect maybe 4 or 5 times, and I've never had success, and I've never had fun using it, so I I don't have one personally, and I don't really play any games that use Kinect. But, I don't know, this new one looks like it had some pretty awesome upgraded features that the other one kind of lacked on.
Yeah, I mean, like recognizing, like, hand signals would be totally cool for, like, a shooter or something.
Oh, yeah. If you're telling your squad to, like, go, 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 or whatever.
That'd be great. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of just things that are just being overlooked, and then the negative things are just totally washing everything away. And
well, how couldn't they? I mean, they're so negative and so restricting. I feel really bad for a lot of our, at least in the United States, I know a lot of the military uses video games to pass the time when they're on leave, when they're on deployment. Or not on leave, but when they have downtime on deployment, I know, and most of those guys play shooters, and most of the shooter community plays on Xbox 360. That sucks, because a lot of these deployment areas don't have internet access, or are going to run into extreme problems trying to play Xbox One. That sucks. I think that's I think that's a pretty big chunk of video game players in the military that are not going to be able to use your system.
Yeah, I wish they would just come out and make a change up to that. That's kind of really a down,
Yeah,
downside
they seem to be sticking to their fucking guns. So I don't know what they're going to offer, in return. And they may not offer anything. I mean, if we look back historically at what two companies do, just to compare Sony and Microsoft, during the both very widespread account information hack kind of leak crises that both companies went through, PlayStation being much more public, PlayStation publicly addressed that their security had been breached and that account information had been stolen and that there were problems. And they really went out of their way to give everyone, I think they gave everyone, free
games,
free gold. Well, they gave them free subscriptions to PlayStation Plus for a while. A bunch of free games to download. Just right off the bat, a bunch of I think it was PSP and PS3 titles to download. And then you could also get the additional stuff if you signed up for the Plus service. I mean, they went above and beyond to kind of say we're sorry and support their community. And I think they came off really well in doing that. I mean, it was an accident. They got hacked. They said they're sorry by giving us all a lot of free content. Now, Microsoft got hacked, didn't really even acknowledge it. I don't remember reading anything about it or hearing anything in the news. I mean, the fucking morning news that my mom watches on network or on local television talked about fucking PlayStation leaks.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear shit about it happening to Microsoft until friends of mine actually told me, I got fucked. I got my account hacked, and it happened to all these other people. And then you think about, too, they didn't really do anything about it. All these people just got fucked.
Their PR department is it's so slow to react.
They kept a lid on the news, too, because, man, I just didn't hear shit about that at all. I had never heard anything about people losing their Xbox Live accounts in the news or anything like that. And I know it affected people pretty bad, and there was no real, thank you. I mean,
I think we didn't hear much about it because the network really didn't go down. It was just some people losing their stuff here and there, and then
PlayStation took their network down themselves, I believe, to
minimize,
to minimize the damage. Xbox didn't do that. So here's something where I don't know if they are going to react the way Sony would. Sony reacted in a very admitting the fault. We're sorry. We hope this makes it up to you, which is how I think business should be done. I think that transparency is really important. But I don't know, Microsoft, they're getting a lot of heat. They haven't apologized. They've kind of just stood there with their noses in the air, it seems, and gone, hey man, take it or leave it, this is what we're doing. So
yeah, and I think that has to change. If they're gonna bring hardcore gamers back, they gotta start.
It has to. I think that they're still gonna have a product, and they're still gonna, a lot of people are gonna get this still. I mean, I might get this thing still. I probably will get an Xbox One in my lifetime. So I can't talk shit on the fucking thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna be getting one regardless. I'll probably get a PS4 as well, and it's all the same to me. I mean, it all matters. It all comes down to the software, really.
Exactly. And it's Dead Rising's the biggest appeal for me, but it's not big enough to warrant that purchase right now.
Yeah, for me, I think it would be Titanfall or something like that. But I mean, I don't know. It's all about the software. Whatever you like, right? There's no real reason to just be shitting on everything.
Well, there's a lot of fanboys out there that take it to the extreme, and I'll admit right here that I'm a huge Sony fanboy. I've always been in love with the PlayStation line of products over any of the other consoles. Now, I own almost every other console out there, so I have firsthand experience over a GameCube and a PS2 and Xbox. And like I said, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. I like that, but I don't take it to the level of like hating on the other stuff.
You're sensible about it.
The other products are great products. I mean, I don't think the Xbox One's that great of a product. I honestly don't think the Xbox 360 was that great of a product, given its Red Ring failure rate. Now, after certain redesigns and everything, the system does what it does exceptional. It plays games made for it at the fucking top-notch quality. It handles online gaming better than any other franchise or console brand. Like, PlayStation infrastructure for online multiplayer stuff is like not that good. I would rather play a multiplayer game on Xbox Live because it is so core to that multiplayer experience. I mean, Xbox Live is built around multiplayer gaming, whereas I think like PlayStation Network was kind of built on, hey, we got a store, we got this other stuff where you can download content, and then also let's start using it for multiplayer. And it's just the friends list and the way everything works on Xbox Live, I prefer. I think when I'm buying a game that's on multiple platforms, I look at what type of gameplay it is. That dictates the purchase. If it's going to be multiplayer, if it's Black Ops 2, or I didn't play Black Ops 2, but if it's Black Ops, I got it for the 360. Because I know that's something I'm going to use multiplayer primarily on.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's something like this, like a storytelling game, or something that's, that I don't need to want to take online, I'm going to play it on PlayStation.
I was going to say, did you not have like the time off or something to go down to E3 or?
No, I had to work. My regular job as an electronics technician has been picking up, and I've been doing overtime and stuff. So
that's a shame.
no time off, and the time that I do take off from my normal job is always put
conventions.
It's put towards being able to go out to PAX and RTX and stuff like that. So it's like I kind of save my days off to use to come out to see you guys and to go to the gaming conventions, which, don't get me wrong, is fun, and it's almost like a vacation for me, but it's still like work. So I didn't want to take off a day to go up to E3 and stand in line to play a bunch of shit that I don't care about, because the stuff that I do care about isn't really playable. I mean, Castlevania 2 was playable. I would have wanted to play that. And there's some stuff that I would have had fun playing, but in all honesty, I'd rather save my vacation days for RTX to come hang out with you guys than to go to E3 and stand in line. But that being said, I'm super jealous of like Rocco, Derek, Sean, Eric, Kevin, I think even Brian, like everyone went up to E3. Dominic, Rocco's brother, and it's like, fuck, this is the first year I've missed E3. And I think it might be a continuing thing. I seem to have to, we're picking up so many more conventions, I seem to have to drop off other ones. So like I haven't been to Game Developers Conference in a long time too. I seem to drop off on the industry ones just because I'm not... It's not as community oriented. It's not as community oriented. I'd rather come see you guys. Now, as much as I do love rubbing elbows with Hideo Kojima and like getting to talk to Cliffy B or basically like be around these game developers, that's really fun and that's really cool. And maybe it would grant me some kind of like maybe I could find some work out of it. But I know the Mega64 guys are there doing that in my best interest for me, so I don't mind saving the time to come to conventions and work the booth. Yeah.
You think you're gonna be going to Prime in?
Oh yeah. That's I'd say like the most fun for me are the core video game conventions like PAX Prime, PAX East, RTX being at the forefront now, and especially for our community, we have a lot of members going to RTX.
Yeah.
Over PAX Prime this year, just because it was so hard to get into PAX Prime.
Yeah, I got lucky. I managed to get some passes.
Oh, right on. But yeah, I'll be there. I love Seattle, man, and I love that convention center. Above anything else,
Seattle's great.
The convention center where PAX Prime is held is one of my favorite places to like spend time. I like that part of the city. I like the design of that building architecturally and just for, I guess, just the way they house a a convention in there, it works perfect. It's huge and it's really cool.
Like, I mean, like walking into that convention is so just, it's like almost surreal because it's so, everything's so huge and it's, I don't know, it just feels like the closest experience I'll probably ever get to, you know, getting into like E3 or something. And so
yeah, you get to talk to a lot of developers there too, because they're showing their indie games and they're showing a lot of their stuff.
Yeah. All right.
That's cool. Well, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, thanks for doing the podcast. I've been watching since like
dude, been doing it a year,
and you guys have always been great. So
it's crazy to think I've been doing it a year, and it's like, the one thing is like I wish I could get like a sponsor or something, just something more to make it worth my while, because it is like I gotta come work for 2 hours every week, you know, like, and I've been doing that for a year. And I haven't seen a dime from it, you know, like, I don't know how, but I'd like to grow this community on Twitch or this show and make it a bigger thing. I just don't know if that's there yet. But yeah, I'm gonna continue doing it, man.
All right, well, I'm sure you can tell we all appreciate it, so.
I definitely know that.
All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Later.